Hello again, this is Justice Interrupted, Season 1, Episode 6, titled The Gaslight Protocol. I am Dornett Mullings, twin sister to Calvin Berry, and founder of Justice Interrupted. Today, I want to talk about something too many families face, something that derails justice before it even begins. It is called gaslighting. And in my brother's case, my case now, I believe it came from those who were supposed to help us. Ironically, the word gaslight I heard used by someone in the civil case, as if she was the one being gaslighted. That moment stopped me cold. Because if anyone has been made to question reality, it is the people still fighting for answers. And as I recall, she was not one of them. When I started asking questions, reasonable questions, fact-based questions about the inconsistencies surrounding Calvin's so-called disappearance, I expected to be met with professionalism. Instead, I was met with resistance. The Port St. Lucie Police Department did not just overlook my concerns. In my view, they undermined them. The narrative shifted. My attempts to raise awareness were characterized as disruptive. But I was not creating confusion. I was just trying to find clarity. I voiced concerns about statements made by Calvin's wife and daughters, because certain parts of their stories did not align with the facts. And I was not the only one who noticed. Others saw red flags too. But rather than investigate thoroughly, I believe Port St. Lucie Police Department viewed me as a challenge to the version of events they were prepared to accept. Despite me filing a formal complaint against the lead detective, Detective Christine Meyer remained closely involved in subsequent investigations. Why? To me, that raised serious questions about objectivity and fairness. I also encountered troubling inconsistencies in her record keeping, the public records. And it's not just omissions, but what I believe were false and misleading statements. Statements that shape the entire direction of the case. At some point, I will publish them all, every altered narrative, every omission, every contradiction, every lie, so you can see for yourselves what Port St. Lucie Police Department chose to write down and what they chose to leave out. Some of their entries did not reflect what was actually said or done. In my view, there were narratives inserted into the report that were completely fabricated. Conclusions drawn without evidence. And timelines that just did not match the facts. The whole thing felt less like an investigative file and more like a document built to support a pre-decided outcome. Whether by error or intent, the effect was the same. The official record by Port St. Lucie Police Department did not reflect the truth. In my opinion, these discrepancies contributed to a flawed understanding of what really happened to Calvin Berry in Port St. Lucie, Florida, my brother. Then there's the personal pain watching relationships erode in the midst of a tragedy, all by Port St. Lucie Police Department. For years, I had no animosity toward my brother's wife. I even gave her a job in my company, paid her a substantial salary, and supported her for a long period of time. We shared decades of family milestones. So when statements began surfacing that totally misrepresented me and even mischaracterized members of my family, it was heartbreaking. I cannot speak to intentions, but the effect was undeniable. Confusion, distortion, inconsistencies, and unadulterated lies. Why? At a time when we needed answers? Why? This is not just about grief. It's about the broader impact of institutions that, in my experience, seemed more committed to controlling a narrative than uncovering the truth. But this story is not just mine. It belongs to every family. Every family who have been dismissed for speaking up. Every family who has been treated like the problem for daring to ask what really happened. Justice Interrupted is about those voices. It's about demanding better. It's about holding on to the truth. Even when the system tries to obscure it. Calvin deserved a full and fair investigation. And so do all families who find themselves in the wake of unanswered questions. Until next time, never stop asking, never stop seeing, never stop seeking, never stop seeing something and saying something. And above all, never stop saying his name, Calvin Berry. Because Justice Interrupted is about demanding answers, pursuing truth, and fighting for what's right. And we demand no interruption in that pursuit. Calvin Berry, remembered. Calvin Berry, justice. Calvin Berry, truth. Calvin Berry, unstoppable. Calvin Berry, unbroken. Don't forget to like, share, and comment to help keep Calvin's story alive and help other families break the silence too.